Prologue. The abandoned hotel. There are places the map forgot. Places that feel hungry. The Ashpine Hotel was one of them, hidden deep in the fog of northern Vermont. It had once been a luxury mountain retreat in the 1950s, yet a symbol of glamour, jazz, and fine whiskey. But on December 23, 1976, everyone inside vanished. 37 guests, 9 staff members, no footprints, no struggle, no bodies. When police entered days later, every clock had stopped at exactly 3:17 a.m., and the power was still on. Though the town's grid had been dead for years, no one ever stayed there again. Until Ethan Cole arrived. Chapter 1. The documentary. Ethan wasn't a thrill seeker. He was a journalist. A quiet, skeptical man who didn't believe in ghosts. His channel, Dark Light Documentaries, focused on rationalizing paranormal myths, debunking hauntings, showing the science behind superstition. When his audience began begging for an investigation into Ashpine Hotel, he reluctantly agreed. It was perfect clickbait. A legendary disappearance, a real location, and a place untouched since the 70s. He booked a week to film there alone. One camera operator, his friend Mara, would join him later. He didn't know that was the last time anyone would hear from her. Chapter 2. The arrival. The drive up the mountain took nearly 3 hours. The road was narrow, the snow thick and blinding. When Ethan finally saw the Ashpine sign, it looked like a skeletal hand jutting from the fog. The hotel stood massive and silent. Its once golden letters rusted black. He stepped out, camera rolling. The silence was unnatural. Not even the sound of wind. Just the crunch of snow beneath his boots. Inside, the air smelled of dust and cold iron. The lobby looked untouched. Old armchairs draped in sheets. A chandelier still hanging crooked. The reception bell covered in frost. He rang it. It echoed. And somewhere deep within, something rang back. Chapter 3. The diary. In the manager's office, Ethan found a guest logbook open to the last date, December 20, 1986. The final entry read, Room 313, Mr. and Mrs. H. Lambert. Check-in, 7:45 p.m. Notes, complained about flickering light. He flipped the page. Blank. Then, tucked inside, he found something else. A child's drawing, crumpled and yellowed. It showed the hotel. Every window dark except one. Room 313, glowing bright red. At the bottom, written in a shaky hand, Mommy says the light means it's listening. Chapter 4. The first night. Ethan set up his cameras around the building. He spoke into his recorder. Day 1, 11:08 p.m. No signs of structural collapse. No EMF spikes. No sound anomalies. He chose to sleep in the lobby near the fireplace. At exactly 3:17 a.m., his motion sensor beeped. He sat up, blinking into the dark. The hallway light upstairs, the one that hadn't worked earlier, was now glowing faintly. He checked his map. That hallway led to room 313. When he looked back at his footage in the morning, the light had flickered on 3 minutes before he woke. And for one frame, a figure stood in the hallway. too tall, its face blurred by static. Chapter 5. The Door. The next evening, Ethan climbed to the 3rd floor. The corridor smelled faintly of ozone and decay. Most of the doors were locked or swollen shut, except one. Room 313. Its door was slightly open. The key still hung in the lock. He called out softly, "Anyone here?" His breath fogged the air. Inside, everything was covered in dust, except the mirror. It was spotless, too clean. When he looked into it, the reflection was slightly delayed, like a video feed buffering. He raised his hand. The reflection raised it a second later. Then it smiled before he did. Chapter 6. The Voice Recorder. That night, he played back the day's audio. There was a faint hum beneath every clip, like electricity, but the hum seemed to form a rhythm, almost like whispering. He isolated the track. The waveform pulsed evenly. He slowed it down 800%. A woman's voice emerged. "Turn off the light. It's watching through the glass." Then a child's voice. "Don't go upstairs again." He checked the timestamp. It was recorded while he was asleep. Chapter 7. Mara's Arrival. On the 4th day Mara arrived, she was practical, calm, grounded, always skeptical. When Ethan told her about the voices, she laughed. "It's probably interference from your mic. Paranormal 101, bad frequencies make ghosts." They filmed together that evening. Empty hallways, peeling wallpaper, the silent dining hall. At midnight, Mara went to film B-roll upstairs. She radioed him 30 minutes later, whispering, "Ethan, who's in room 313? He froze. No one. Why? There's light coming from under the door, and someone's moving inside." The line went dead. Chapter 8. The Tape. He found her camera outside room 313, still recording. On the screen, she'd filmed the door, light leaking through the crack. Then the doorknob had turned slowly, and from behind the door, a child's voice whispered, "You're late." The door opened, and Mara screamed, not in fear, but confusion. "Ethan, why are you—" The tape cut to static. He burst inside the room. Empty, only her flashlight rolling on the floor. The mirror was cracked now, and in the reflection, both of them were still standing there. Chapter 9. The Radio. Panicking, Ethan ran to the lobby. He tried to call for help, but his phone had no signal. The hotel's old reception radio crackled to life. Static, then a faint voice. "Mara." It sounded like him. "Ethan, I'm here. Don't go. The door closes if you leave." He stared at the radio. "Where are you?" "Inside." He switched off the radio and backed away. It clicked on again, by itself, inside the mirror. Chapter 10. The elevator. He needed proof. Something real, tangible. So he decided to descend to the basement archives. The elevator hadn't worked since the 70s, but when he pressed the button, it opened. The down light flickered on. He stepped inside, camera rolling. The air smelled like burnt hair and dust. The button for B was already pressed. The doors shut. The elevator began to move, but the floor counter climbed up, not down. 4, 5, 6, 7. At floor 13, it stopped. The doors opened to a hallway that shouldn't exist. Every door was numbered 313. Chapter 11. The hallway of mirrors. Ethan moved forward slowly, heart pounding. Each door had a small glass window. Inside each one, a room identical to 3 to 13. Same furniture, same mirror, and in each mirror, a reflection of himself. But the reflections weren't synchronized. Some stared back blankly. Some mouthed words he couldn't hear. And one, the last one, raised its camera and filmed him. When he turned to run, every door opened at once. Chapter 12. The basement. He found a stairwell and ran down. The stairs seemed endless. When he finally reached the bottom, he was back where he started. The lobby. Only now, everything was wrong. The air shimmered like heat. The furniture had moved. And the clocks, every single one, read 3:17 a.m. He shouted for Mara. A whisper answered, directly behind him. "We told you not to turn on the light." He turned. The chandelier above him flickered red. Every bulb burst one by one. The hotel went dark. Chapter 13. The return to room 313. He ran back to the stairs. The third-floor hallway stretched longer than before, bending and twisting. Doors lined the walls endlessly, all numbered 313. He heard Mara's voice, calling softly from one of them. He followed the sound, trembling, desperate. The door opened on its own. Inside was Mara, smiling faintly. "You found me." He rushed to her, but she stepped back. Her face flickered, static around her eyes. Her voice warped. "We all found each other." Behind her, dozens of other figures stepped into the light, all identical to Ethan and Mara, each one smiling, whispering the same phrase, "Stay with us." Chapter 14. The mirror breaks. He grabbed the nearest chair and hurled it at the mirror. Glass exploded across the floor. The figures screamed, 1,000 voices merging into static. The room shuddered. He fell to the floor, gasping, bleeding from his palms. When he opened his eyes, the hotel was quiet again. No reflections, no light. He stumbled outside into the snow. The sky was gray. His car was gone. So was the road. And from inside the hotel, the lobby light flickered. A faint red glow. Room 313. Chapter 15. The recording. Weeks later, a rescue team found Ethan's camera buried in the snow half a mile down the mountain. The footage was intact. It showed him walking through the snow, muttering to himself. The light's still on. She's still inside. Then he turned the camera toward himself, his eyes wide, unfocused, and in the reflection of the lens, another face appeared behind him. Mara's, smiling. The camera fell. Static. The last thing heard was a child's voice. "It's your turn now." Epilogue. The return of the light. Today, hikers still see the faint glow of a light in the mountains near the ruins of the Ashpine Hotel. Sometimes red, sometimes white. Locals say it flickers exactly at 3:17 a.m. every night, and if you watch too long, your reflection in the window begins to move, even after you stop.